what if I have to keep having brain surgery? What if this grows? What if he doesn't get it all out?
Maria Menounos' shocking brain tumor revelation. The host revealing why she waited until just before surgery to reveal the news to her parents.
Murder for hire on Craigslist. We'll tell you why an Oklahoma woman is being charged with soliciting someone to kill her ex-husband.
And did T Swift and boyfriend Joe Alwyn skip her annual 4th of July bash?
Plus, it's never good when shooting a sex scene gets a reaction like this.
Oh my gosh, never again. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so mortified.
Judy Greer revealing her most embarrassing sex scene moments.
Patti LaBelle dinner party is like something you would not want to miss.
Patti LaBelle takes people inside her famous dinner party.
And we'll show you how to get in on the action too.
When I say anybody, my house is open to you, but don't be crazy.
Hey, happy Hump Day, Facebook Live and People.com. Welcome to People Now. Hope you had an amazing 4th of July, and we've got a lot to catch you up on today, including singing legend Patti LaBelle. She is dishing on the epic dinner parties that she throws, but it got us wondering, guys, which famous people would we want to have over to our house for dinner? So that's our Facebook question of the day. Let us know the top 3 celebs that would make your invite list, the sort of epic celeb dinner party. We will read over your answers live right here on the show very soon. But first, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Watch.
The only fears that I kind of had were kind of all those what ifs, where it's like, what if I have to keep having brain surgery? What if this grows? What if he doesn't get it all out? And then at some point I realized, I'm like, I have to like relinquish control here because I can't control what's going to happen that day. I can't control anything other than how I'm going to react to this. And so I just stopped worrying about all of that at some point because I was making myself a little crazy. Deciding to tell my parents was the toughest part because if my mom was stable, it would have been easier. But because her tumor was growing and now we're in this really, really, really bad situation, and her symptoms were getting really bad, and she wasn't herself at all. We decided to wait as long as we could so that we could spare them too much time to think of all the what ifs and the feelings of fear and all of that. So we went into their room and we told them, and I was like, before we say anything, I just want you to know everything's fine and we're gonna be all good. And I want you to understand, Mom, what you have. And so I went through what her condition is. I said, you have a brain tumor that's cancerous, but there are brain tumors that are not cancerous. And we just discovered that I have one. I said, but Dr. Black's gonna do the surgery and he's gonna get it out and we're gonna be normal and everything's gonna be fine. I really prayed every night. I'm like, please God, give me the strength that my mom had, because she gave us that gift. When she went in with a smile, she came out with a smile. And so it was like, I have a good example.
You ready? Any questions?
Wait, I love you. Love. Happy birthday. Love you. Love. Thank you. Love you. Huh? I like you a lot.
Wow, what a story. That's TV and radio host Maria Menounos revealing why she made the decision to keep her brain tumor from her parents until just before surgery. The 39-year-old is exclusively opening up to people about being diagnosed with a benign brain tumor back in the spring, plus her mother's own battle with stage 4 brain cancer. For the entire emotional interview, watch Penn's People cover story, Maria Menounos, and pick up your copy of People on newsstands now. And switching gears to this bizarre story, an Oklahoma woman is accused of soliciting someone on Craigslist to travel to Israel to poison her ex-husband with ricin. That's according to a Department of Justice release. 37-year-old Danielle Dana Lehman of Ponca City is charged with using a facility of interstate commerce to solicit the murder of her ex, who she's allegedly been involved in a custody dispute with. The release states that she allegedly posted an ad for a, quote, 10-day gig overseas. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by ABC and multiple other outlets, the ad read like this, quote, for production overseas looking for talent, 30 to 45 years old, doesn't have to be a professional actor, required, creative, outgoing, and friendly, positive personality, boldness, and bravery. Some stunts may seem risky, although they are completely safe. A person responding to the ad met Lehman at a coffee shop in May, where she allegedly detailed the murder-for-hire plots in a PowerPoint presentation, calling it, quote, Operation Insecticide. In exchange for the murder, the killer would receive $4,000 plus expenses. The plot allegedly called for the killer to find Lehman's ex-husband, a taxi driver, and to arrange for rides every day of the week. The instructions allegedly said, quote, prepare 2 cups of coffee, add powder to one of them. As your mark arrives at your hostel to pick you up in the morning, offer him a cup of coffee. Repeat every morning and monitor the driver's health. Report if he starts showing signs of illness, if he is vomiting, and if he fails to come pick you up at the hostel. According to the affidavit, the person responding to the ad contacted the FBI after the alleged May meeting. On June 30th, the FBI executed a search warrant, allegedly turning up castor beans in Lehman's kitchen, along with a mortar and pestle and instructions on how to make ricin. Lehman was arrested that day. She appeared before a U.S. magistrate on Monday and will remain in custody pending further proceedings. Now, if convicted, Lehman could be sentenced to 10 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. Wow. Now moving on to this. Did a movie inspire parents to kill their son? The latest issue of People takes you inside the investigation into the death of Jeffrey Franklin. Prosecutors believe the 16-year-old's parents were inspired to murder him after they watched the Oscar-winning movie Manchester by the Sea. Coming up, I'm sitting down live with People senior editor Alicia Dennis, who will have the latest on this case. Stay tuned for that. Now watch this.
Oh, a Patti LaBelle dinner party is like something you would not want to miss. Honey, I have music, I have cars, we play 500 and rummy. After I feed you all the great food, the macaroni and cheeses with the 8 cheeses, steamed fish, the sauteed chicken, sweet potato pie, lemon bars, and anything you could imagine. So at my parties, you know, anybody can come, anybody. But if you're not really right, you won't get past the gate. When I say anybody, my house is open to you, but don't be crazy. So I have some crazy friends like Lee Daniels, he's allowed, and Jennifer Hudson. They were all at my birthday party, and she sang for me. And the sweet potato guy, James Wright, he was there and he sang.
Patti! Whoa!
I just have people. I know disc jockeys, my mailman, really like people that I know. They'll sit at my table.
And the mailman, I love that. Can I please be invited to a Patti LaBelle dinner party? The iconic singer who just released a new cookbook, Desserts LaBelle, Soulful Sweets to Sing About, opened up about the many recipes and desserts featured in that new book, telling people that one of her most treasured sweets is her red velvet redemptive cake. Check out why.
The one that I remember most is my red velvet cake. My sister Jackie, we fought a lot. I mean, like sisters. And she thought that I should be this huge superstar, you know, as big as Barbra Streisand. This is like 12 years ago, and she would say, you're better than all of those ladies, and Bette Midler and all of them. You should be up there where they are. I said, well, remember, sister, I am black. Okay, and I had to be real with her. It was truly out of love. So she ended up with cancer, and her hospital was 5 minutes from my home, and she knows I can cook. And so this day, after a long, long tour, she called and with her little weak voice and said, could you make me a bacon and egg sandwich? And I had just gotten home. I was really tired. I said, Jackie, I just got home. I said, can I make it tomorrow? She said, okay. So when tomorrow comes, my aunt calls me Aunt Hattie Mae, who said, don't rush, your sister just passed on. That was when you know, so many things that I didn't do for her. Like pushing myself more, like she wanted me to. All of those things, they stay on my mind. And when I make the red velvet, it's called red velvet redemptive cake, because when I smell it, that was one of her favorite things. So whenever I cook it, whenever I bake it, I smell Jackie's aura. And I'm saying, please, sister, forgive me. You know, and knowing her, she was so sweet. She did forgive me, but she just wanted me to be a superstar before she passed. And so that red velvet cake will do me in, every time.
Wow, great to hear from her. She's so sincere. And man, would I love to eat some of that red velvet.
It looks very, very good. All right, you guys, let's check in with Facebook Live. In honor of Patti LaBelle's epic dinner parties, We wanted to know which 3 celebs you would invite over to your house for a meal.
All right, this could be kind of a tough one, but here's what some of you said. Pillion says the Obamas, Celine Dion, and Selena Gomez,
wow,
which is
that's
quite a variety.
Definitely a variety. Edward says Khloe Kardashian, Mario Lopez, and Zendaya.
Okay.
And Jill says Lin-Manuel Miranda, Tom Hanks, and Robert Redford.
Oh,
I like that.
That's my take.
That's me too.
That's our dinner, yeah.
Yes.
We'll be there. We'll see you
Done.
there.
Done and done.
You let us know when that works out. Keep the Facebook comments coming in. We'll check in with you again soon, but first, Andrea, more trending news for us in Star Treks.
Yes, Jeremy, that is right. All right, we have some throwback wedding photos this morning in Star Treks. Compliments of one of our favorite power couples. Victoria and David Beckham celebrated 18 years of marriage on Tuesday, posting adorable throwbacks in celebration of the big day. The 43-year-old fashion designer, as well as her 12-year-old son Cruz, shared some epic wedding pics on social media. The former Spice Girl can be seen wearing a strapless satin gown, while her hubby rocked an all-white suit and cradled a sleepy baby Brooklyn. The 42-year-old soccer player responded with his own throwback pic, posting a photo of himself and Victoria rocking matching all-leather ensembles, writing, "Wow, we really did this. Happy anniversary to an amazing wife, mummy, and strong businesswoman." Back in January, David revealed during a radio interview that he'd recently renewed his wedding vows with his wife, revealing that the ceremony was a lot more private, with around 6 people in attendance. We're very happy to see David and Victoria going strong. Happy anniversary to you two. Well, you guys, the large inflatable slide made an appearance at Taylor Swift's Rhode Island compound, but the singer and her new boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, apparently did not. It was a much quieter scene at T-Swift's annual 4th of July bash, especially compared to last year's star-studded event, which included special appearances from Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and practically every member of the pop star's squad. Also last year, Taylor went very public with her then-boyfriend, Tom Hiddleston, who even sported an I Heart TS tank top. Although Swift and her new beau were not seen riding that epic slide, there were unconfirmed reports of the star's private plane leaving London and landing in Rhode Island with the pair aboard. Still, the duo have not been spotted around any of Swift's usual haunts, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But speaking of 4th of July slides and celebrations, watch this.
All right, come down. Let's go. Hey.
Khloe Kardashian celebrated the 4th with an inflatable water slide, morning workouts with her man, and yes, even some gold-colored desserts. The 33-year-old reality star, who was joined by mama Kris Jenner, as well as her famous siblings, did not hold back for her Independence Day celebrations. The Revenge Body host showed off her rocking abs in a sports bra and matching leggings before changing into a red one-piece with denim shorts. Even Rob Kardashian and baby Dream made an appearance. Rob documented the day on social media, showing off his little girl having fun in a unicorn float. Super cute. Definitely looks like a party we would not want to miss. All right, moving on to this. Christina Aguilera got patriotic and pretty sexy with her very own red, white, and blue photo shoot. The pop star shared some stunning snaps on Instagram of her posing in the pool with a red and white one-piece bathing suit, but she also showed off her family time, posing on a dock with fiancé Matthew Butler and her 2 kids, Max and Summer, with an American flag in hand. Looking good, Christina. And those are your Star Treks for today.
Stay with us, guys. Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland, is taking off his mask and sitting down with People editorial director Jess Cagle ahead of the highly anticipated release of the Marvel film. Plus, Judy Greer revealing how she embarrassed herself filming a sex scene with Woody Harrelson. Stick around.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
This week's People takes you inside the investigation into the death of 16-year-old Jeffrey Franklin, who investigators say was murdered by his parents after they watched the movie Manchester by the Sea. Joining us with the latest is People senior editor Alicia Dennis. Thank you for being here, Alicia. This is a bizarre story as well. We've been talking about some this morning. Jeffrey died in what at first appeared to be a tragic accident. That was in March of this year. What did investigators find that led them to suspect Ernest and Heather Franklin had killed him?
Well, an autopsy showed that there was no soot or any smoke in Jeffrey's lungs. And when they discovered that, they decided that he had been dead before the fire had started. And in this movie, Manchester by the Sea, the main character depicted there accidentally kills his children in a fire and no criminal charges are brought. And they admitted to police that they'd watched this movie just 2 hours before the fire.
Okay, so some are making the link there. This has really obviously shocked Heather and Ernest's neighbors. They married in 2011. They took Jeffrey in when he was only 11 years old. But what evidence do they have that, or in terms of motive, what would motivate them to murder?
Well, what investigators say is that Heather was really struggling with the special needs that Jeffrey had. He was deaf, he was unable to speak, he had bladder control issues, and she had posted on Facebook that this was really putting a strain on the family and was very, very difficult. So investigators point to this as a possible motive in this case.
On top of that, Heather was 23 weeks pregnant at the time of the fire. Where is she today in terms of all that?
Well, Heather's out on bail right now and she's living with friends. The last that we knew, she had still not given birth yet, but this was the couple's first biological child. Their attorneys are saying, of course, that they are innocent until proven guilty and point to a recent heart murmur that was found in Jeffrey and say that maybe that was the cause of his death. So they'll both be going to trial.
Yeah, so what I was going to ask, what's next for Heather and Ernest? So trial lies in their future.
Right,
Obviously.
he's still incarcerated, so he hasn't been let out on bail, but there's going to be a lot of information brought out at the trial. Investigators say that Heather went to several places to get an over-the-counter sleep medication, but surveillance shows her never even going down those aisles. He was out looking for the dogs when the fire started. So all these coincidences are really setting up something for investigators to feel that they're guilty.
Well, we'll see how the facts actually sort of come out and what it tells us. Alicia Dennis, thank you so much for being here today. And guys, for the latest on this investigation, stay on People.com and pick up this week's issue of People.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
The highly anticipated Spider-Man Homecoming finally opens this weekend, and the man beneath the mask, Tom Holland, just sat down with People and EW editorial director Jess Cagle to reveal a little bit more about himself. Check it out.
This is the Kegel exercise. So you're ready to go. You just fill in the blank. Strangers describe me as
fun.
Close friends describe me as
stupid.
The song that always makes me dance is
Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal.
The movie I've
seen. If that song just came on now,
you would dance.
You would see an amazing routine.
Don't
you dare play the song.
I want somebody to set that song up and let's go. The movie I've seen the most times is
probably The Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Really?
Yeah.
As research or just
as a fan?
Okay. I think I'm really good at
football, but I'm not really good at football.
Is that British football or American football?
The one where we play it with our feet, so yeah, football.
Got it. I feel sexiest when I'm
after the gym.
The best advice I ever received is
turn nerves into excitement.
The worst advice I ever received is
go out and have some fun by Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
basically told me to go crazy.
Oh, that is terrible. Yeah. As a child, I dreamed of becoming
Spider-Man. It's true, yeah. Spider-Man was the dream.
When did that start? You were just
when I was just
young.
A wee boy. I think Spider-Man 2 would have been the big old fandom moment for me.
How old were you when you first saw that?
I think the first one came out when I was 6, I think,
wow.
So probably 9 or 8. My little brother Paddy still sleeps in my Spider-Man 3 bed sheets, which is a sign that we need to buy him new bed sheets.
I would think, yeah, that's the lesson that we've learned today. As I'm falling asleep, I think about
Spider-Man, Homecoming, July 7th. You should check it out. It's really good.
You promote your movie in your sleep.
In my sleep.
Is what you're saying.
You had this great article in InStyle.
Yeah.
That we were just talking a little bit about. This great thing, opening up about the awkwardness of filming sex scenes and some of the things that you've kind of gone through with that process. And the one thing that you revealed in there that really stuck out to me, just this terrible moment where a director, after you shot a scene, and the director was like, maybe she's not that into it.
Yes.
Like you had gone too far after you really pumped yourself up.
Yes, it was a rehearsal. I remember I was for this movie Wilson that just came out recently, and we were rehearsing a scene where Woody Harrelson and I have sex, and I'm like, you know what, I am not gonna be shy, I am not gonna be ashamed, I'm gonna really do my full performance here for this rehearsal so everyone knows what I'm gonna do. And we did the performance, and then the first thing, Craig Johnson, the director, came up to me, he's like, I don't think she's that into it. And I was like, oh my gosh, never again. I'm so embarrassed, I'm so mortified.
Did Woody know that was that you had that feeling?
No. I have yet to talk to him about that because I was trying to pretend like it never happened.
Okay. And well, I guess Woody Harrelson's going to know about that now, Judy. That is the hysterical Judy Greer, who stopped by People Now after recently opening up about what it's really like filming sex scenes in movies. So we wanted to also get her take on what she thinks actually makes a woman sexy. Watch this.
I saw a lot of women on the street in New York yesterday when I got here, hands-free, like they didn't have purses. And I thought they looked really sexy, like without having all their bags. I don't know.
That is a really interesting
I gotta
tip.
just say, sometimes you just like throw your credit card and your cell phone in your pocket, and like it just feels in the summertime like in a tank top and a skirt, like with nothing encumbering you.
Footloose and fancy free.
It looked very sexy as I was staring at these women on the street. Yeah, I check out women on the street.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Just like we
All
pan over and we
women
just
do, yeah. And
sort of
Judy's
see
like,
you just oddly.
Not sexy, sexy, not
super
sexy,
not sexy.
It was honestly right when she went under. I looked at her and I was like, if she comes out of this, I think I'm gonna marry her. Which, of course, she should have a say in it as well. But I remember having that feeling, like immediately crystallizing, like, oh, I love this woman, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her.
That's comedian and actor Kumail Nanjiani revealing the moment he realized that he wanted to marry his wife, Emily V. Gordon. Now, the duo turned their stranger-than-fiction love story into the hit new movie, The Big Sick, which is our Toyota People Pick of the Day. The Judd Apatow-produced movie details the issues Kumail and Emily faced when she contracted a mysterious disease early in their relationship. Kumail plays himself in the movie. Emily is played by Zoe Kazan. Check this out.
I have to tell you that when you yelled at me, it really threw me off, and you really shouldn't heckle comedians. It's so rude.
I didn't heckle you. I just woohooed you. It was supportive.
Okay, that's a common misconception. But yelling anything at a comedian is considered heckling. Heckling doesn't have to be negative.
The heckle was the exact same heckle that is in the movie. I thought I was being supportive because no one was responding, and I thought it would be fun.
But nobody needed to respond.
This is what went in the movie. Is that,
a very close version of the scene in the movie actually happened in real life.
Yeah. Woohoo! I'm Southern, I woohoo at things.
You don't have to worry about being committed to anything, Kumail. You didn't want to when she was awake. There's no need to do it when she's unconscious.
Well, it's more complicated than that.
I got out of the hospital in April. We got married in July. So it was...
Was it April you got out?
Yeah, April 2nd is when I left the hospital, and we got married July 14th. So it was very, very, very soon after.
July 14th, which is 10 years to the day that our movie gets a wide release.
Ta-da!
The Big Sick.
All right, let's check in with Facebook Live one more time. We wanted to know which 3 celebs would you host at a dinner party? Lots of great responses here, I gotta say that. Veronica says Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Selena Gomez.
I like that. Irene says Jimmy Fallon, Justin Timberlake, and Jamie Foxx.
Oh, wow, that's a good one. Tay says Kristen Stewart, Zooey Deschanel, and Dakota Johnson.
Hannah says Julie Roberts, Oprah, and Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, that's good
wow.
conversation right there. You just like discuss the world's issues.
These are all great.
Laura says I would like to have Ellen DeGeneres, Kate Middleton, and Dame Judi Dench at my dinner party. Ooh, I like that.
Lots of good, yeah.
I guess my favorite one was Lynn said I would have Jeremy, Andrea, and Ellen for my dinner.
No, really?
Yeah, Lynn,
that's very
Lynn.
sweet. We'll come over. I think you'll regret that decision.
You'll regret it immediately, but
Immediately.
we'll be there. Coming up tomorrow, especially if it's free. Coming up tomorrow, Jane Lynch is given a sneak peek of the epic Earth Live event that she's hosting for Nat Geo. Plus, So You Think You Can Dance's Kat Deely is dishing on her first year of motherhood.
So thank you so much for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from Nashville stars Lennon and Maisie. Enjoy.
Lynn, call us for dinner and everything.
We'll be there.
Hey, I'm Lennon. And I'm Maisie. And this is One Last Thing.
The last time I laughed so hard I cried. What was yours?
I would say I was at the movies with my Aunt Tracy, and we were watching a preview, and the preview, like, the sound was, like, getting super loud, and she went to tell me something, and she, like, yelled it, and then everyone, like, turned around and looked at her, and I just could not stop laughing. I literally laughed, like, for so long.
We laugh really hard.
So, like, every day, all the time.
The last TV show I binge watched, we were kind of
Riverdale.
I'm starting to get into Riverdale. I've watched like a solid 3 episodes.
It is so good. I'm on like episode like 11, and I cannot stop watching it.
I'm ready to binge watch it with you. The last song that was stuck in my head, for me, it's "Be the One" by Dua Lipa, which is my favorite.
I think it was "Never Be Like You."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Slim.
Yeah.